I thought this was just a patina. This is like actually textured. Wait, that's sick. It's kind of like a stone finish. Yeah, it's like a sandpaper almost, but it has like ridges and bumps. That is actually so sick. I love this color, by the way. Here, they're saying this is going to be under $250 for a full copper bottom. And it's supposed to be wireless, and it has catch ball, and it has a cool patina on the, well, patinaed accent. Potentially you could get one, or, you know, a shiny version of it. They're claiming a lot of things with this. I've seen a few people build it. It sounded pretty nice. It also apparently, which is crazy to me, is going to have a 15.5 millimeter front height with a 7-degree typing angle. Again, this is a pretty wild project. It's also going to have a 1.6 mil solder and hot swap. But yeah, this is going to be a crazy one. They're offering only 3 plates, which I think is fine. I don't agree with FR4 being a choice here, just because, listen, personal preference obviously, but I really think FR4 mixed in with like a full copper bottom sounds so bad. I just think it sounds like shallow. So we'll see. I'm also a bit concerned about how the pogo is implemented here, as well as the catchball system. We're going to see, but there is some stuff that I saw at a glance that really makes me happy about this board. So now they're saying in terms of price points, the ano plus brass bottom with an aluminum weight is $191. So it could start potentially, this project starts at $191 and can go up to about $240 if you get the spray coated finish in copper bottom with a stainless steel mirrored weight. So pretty crazy. All right, what color did they send us? And they also sent us stabilizers, which are plate mounted, which apparently they recommend using. All right, let's take a look. What color did they send us over? Where's the other top piece they sent over to? Oh, right beside me. This is the other top piece. Actually, what color top piece is this? Oh, pause. I thought this was just a patina. This is like actually textured. I don't know a good way to show you guys this. Wait, that's sick. It's kind of like a stone finish. Let me actually see if I can zoom in. Well, no, it's not even a stone wash. It's like actual, I can't, obviously you guys would have to touch this to understand, but yeah, it's like a sandpaper almost, but it has like ridges and bumps. That is actually so sick. I love this color, by the way. Oh, it's just some foam, I guess, to kind of, for the LED strip that's over here. Ooh. Oh, wow, that is a beautiful top frame. I'm already loving this. Looks like I got the brass version, which I am not complaining about, actually. Is that just a little... Is this blue, or was this something I peel off? Oh, I peeled this off. Oh, it's like double protected. Well, let me take these off to show you guys. Okay, I'll take off the other one later. I can't seem to grab that right now, but that is also really nice. I don't know which one I like more. This is a nice color. Oh, actually, you know what I didn't even realize on this? Do you guys see how thin those side bezels are? On a side note, put in an order for the 60% WKL you recently did on a video. Oh, the Lila? The Lila is so nice. It is so, so nice. Look at this. I mean, aesthetically, it's got me. I'm already loving this aesthetically. That looks great. This looks super premium. Like, this looks like a keyboard that would probably cost, I mean, just kind of spitballing, I would say something like this I typically see on the market for like, what, $350 minimum? Is this a 2 or 3 millimeter bezel? About 3 mil. 3 millimeters. Throw a 3.1-ish, 3. Not bad. That's crazy. That is crazy, dude. Okay, so already loving how this looks. This looks crazy cool. I love this. How does the side look? Oh, this is full brass. Holy shit. Oh, this is slick. That is sharp looking. It's a 15.5 millimeter front height, which is crazy. So how much is this particular one? How much are they asking for? So this is the brass weight. I'm like pretty positive this is a full brass. This particular one, I believe, is an ano. Ano plus brass bottom plus brass weight. The default solder PCB, or PCB is solder, by the way. Is this 204? Am I reading this right on the interest check here? Because it's not up on any of the websites yet, I don't think. They want 204 for this? This is a super fixed layout, I'm assuming, too. But we'll kind of dive deep into that. Oh, this is nice. I think if this was up to me, I probably would have gotten aluminum weight. I think I would have saved a few dollars there. Little inside info here from personal experience with things. if you're gonna get a copper or brass mid piece, there's usually 0 point in getting a copper or brass weight or foot or weight, only because you're not gonna hear a difference usually. And you're just kind of adding money here. And I think the color changing over here, because this all brass, it looks cool. Like it does, it looks neat. I think it would have looked better with some color breakup here. But this is really cool. I like the way they angled this. They got some cool geometry going on over here. I like the defined logo, which is the name of the keyboard. Triangle feet, like that. I love the way this is kind of recessed inwards too. This is really nice. This looks really good, man. Ooh, that's nice too. I didn't even notice this until right now. The little lip of the weight kind of, or I guess the bottom piece. I'll call it a weight anyways. So far they only have a few vendors. It looks like Unikeys for US and CA. Oceania will be Keybs and Cables. UK will be Prototypist. EU will be Keygem. There's supposed to be one in Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, and Singapore, but they're all TBD. So it doesn't look like they have a full list of things. This was supposed to come out already, I think, but it looks like this hasn't fully released yet. 240 for copper is wild. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Okay, so that was relatively easy to remove as well. I'm already seeing one thing I don't really like, and I'm really hoping this doesn't affect the sound profile. It's rather a fixed point for the pogo pin connector. It's not floating, and if you guys know, I have a lot of experience with pogo pin connectors, and when it's rather fixed like this, it might resonate a little bit. We'll open this up because I think we have to open it up anyways to see the batteries and stuff. Because this is also a wireless keyboard, which is kind of crazy too. But I'm really hoping this doesn't affect the sound profile much. It does look like it wiggles a little bit, so maybe this does kind of rise up and float. I'm hoping. I'm kind of making an assumption right now. The catchball system, they have a little bit of silicone around the edges for alignment and stuff. And I'm assuming this is supposed to be some sort of pseudo force break over here. I think we have to use the stone finish there, right? They sent us a 1.2 mil PCB today. So I'm probably going to be using the foams today, which I'm not opposed to, because I think literally everyone else already did the 1.6 mil options. I'm not opposed to doing this. I'm not opposed to the foamy build today. Also, I don't think we're doing plateless today then, because I don't think I want to do plateless on a 1.2 mil PCB. Batteries, which we got to open this up. We have a cable, and then, oh look, they sent us a little, well, I guess this comes in all the packages, little metal keycap too. I usually don't go for 1.2 mil PCBs or flex cuts on my personal choices for things, but I'm not opposed to trying this because I'm sure there are lots of people who want to know as well, and it's totally fine. We haven't thought of anything like that, but maybe in the future. What's the price on this? It starts at, we'll just say roughly between 200 to 250. I think that's the fair thing to say because it doesn't really have like a set price right now, like a finalized price. Okay, we'll use some foam for this, but first I want to open up this board. Actually, where are the feet? Are they in this package? Yeah, it looks like they did have a 1.2 mil PCB, a 1.6 mil, and a 1.6 mil solder. So they got a bunch of different options. We have other gaskets, smaller gaskets, so like the little sock versions of them. And then we have dumbbells, and then the other hardness of dumbbells. This is $204, this version. This is kind of crazy, dude. This is pretty wild for the price. I actually really like the aesthetic of this. I'm going to be real. I kind of like the aesthetic of this more than I like the Neo boards. Just like, oh, my camera hates this right now. Just ever so slightly. Love, love, love it. I think it's actually really unique. I have never seen a board incorporate something like that, so. I love the aesthetic of it for sure, way more than the Neo boards. This looks more premium. Yes, this looks extremely premium. Here, I'll kind of give you guys a zoom in on this. Let's go as close as we possibly can. There is like, I mean, obviously there's very minimal ano happening here, but this looks super good. The quality looks good. There's no speckles. Like, that looks great to me. Oh, those side bezels are crazy thin, dude. That is crazy thin. I wonder how well isolated this will be on the desk as well with no desk pad for those who don't like using desk pads. Okay, let's open this up now because I want to inspect the inside and kind of give some criticism here. Again, this is going to be a very fixed layout due to the nature of how this works here. They're doing this to get extra clearance. If you guys don't know why there's so many different holes here, this is for clearance. So the hot swap sockets and pins don't bottom out. This will actually deflect sound differently. So the variations in height, this will give it some extra oomph. Oh, okay. So you got some foam if you want to have no batteries in this. We have our proprietary PCB because we have to have it. I think you just literally push these in. Is this how it works? Or is maybe it's this way here? You literally just push these in and they slot in like that. Pretty sure it's this way. We have to match up the plus and minuses. Need a little bit of force to get those in, but I mean, I'm assuming that's just so it pressure fits against the side there. Okay, so you know what? I take back a little bit of what I said. However, one change I would have made here. One little note. So for the future for them, I would have added a pour-on gasket or even a thin strip of foam on the bottom. So just in case, see this noise here? Just in case this happens to go down, you know, in lower, it doesn't bottom out and get damaged or short or make a weird resonant noise. Actually, this is a fun little note too, which I think is actually a testament to how cool this board was designed. See how this is not a flat piece? It kind of has some A dimension over here, and then it really tapers off to be super thin at the top, or the bottom rather. That is actually a pretty cool little note. Usually to get something this thin, you kind of have to make sacrifices, and it looks like what they've done is made like a bit of a V shape here, which is kind of neat. All right, so we have our LED array here on the bottom. So this is the FlexCut 1.2 version. All right, we'll put some foam in this guy. I want this to be as foamy and creamy as possible then. Ooh, that is a really strong magnet. Holy sh! Do you guys see this? That is crazy strong. All right, that's cool. This is a really interesting project. I like the shape of everything. I even like how thin they got this. So even just the, I think this is a shout out just for the construction of this case. They did a really interesting job, really good job of getting this to be as thin as possible. With what seems like minimal sacrifices to the actual case integrity, which is pretty cool. I kind of want to do all the foam today. Yeah, let's do PE sheet too. I kind of want it all. I have a feeling the full gasket is going to be really, really thuddy. I have a feeling I'm probably going to like the dumbbell gaskets the most, so maybe we start with that. And then the other gaskets will probably be in between, being the little sock style gaskets. Let's start off with the dumbbell gaskets. I think the small area, the larger size goes towards the bottom, because it looks like that's how it slots in. So the gray are softer and the black are harder, by the way. Yeah, I figured as much. I think that's usually the color scheme people go with. But thank you, I appreciate the info there. We'll try all of them because this is really easy to try a whole bunch of stuff in. Also, I appreciate the gasket placements here. Really appreciate that. That is awesome. Ooh. This is nice. I'm liking this, guys. Oh, I love the way this looks. That is beautiful. I feel like we have to use Boneyard here. This is heavy, by the way. Holy. So this is an anode top, brass bottom, and brass weight. 204. 204 USD is crazy, man. If you decide you don't want the brass weight, which honestly for aesthetic reasons I probably wouldn't want it, it's 191. So if you decide to go with the aluminum weight, this little wedge over here, holy, this is a crazy cheap board. Wireless too, which is crazy. I think we have to use Boneyard for this. I think it's like illegal if I don't, because it's such a match for this. Oh, actually, we got to do one test. One test that's gonna make me either shake my head or does this load up in VIA? Let's find out. I don't know if they're just saying this is VIA compatible, which let's kind of look for that as well. Let's see. Or is this gonna be Vial compatible? So I see the PCB does not load up in VIA. How about Vial? So I think they did send me a JSON file. Yeah, they did. Okay, so in Vial, nothing. Looks like we'll have to use a JSON file to get this to load up. So let me just make sure that works with you guys here too. All right, so the JSON file does make it work. Again, I stress this. This is like super important in the long run. It's not ideal that we have to have a separate file to use these programs to customize the keyboard. To have the JSON file is not the end of the world, I know, but it would be nice if they offered some way to get this to load up automatically without the need to have like a separate, itinerary of files It would be nice. At the end of the day, I think just trying to be compliant with QMK would be the easiest thing to do. But anyways, doesn't seem like it loads up. That seems to be my only gripe right now with the keyboard. My only negative, my big negative here. Let's see what this sounds like. Let's actually just take a quick little peek one more time at the keyboard. Here it is with keycaps. This stone accent kind of thing is freaking gorgeous. I love that. That looks so cool. That makes the keyboard look so unique. I did see they offered some other stuff that you can play around with too, but this is so cool. This is such a nice... Actually, let's see the side profile one more time that we have keycaps in it. This is a heavy boy. That is a slick side profile, dude. The keycaps Clinton is Boneyard. This is so pretty. This is such a good looking keyboard. Yeah, I'll weigh it after this too. Damn, this is nice. But we're using blue cheese switches with all the foam, 1.2mm PCB. Actually, the only foam I didn't use was underneath the PCB. And this is using the dumbbell gaskets too, by the way. Forgot to mention that. It's very deep. Something underneath the spacebar. It's not double clicking or anything. It's not like triggering anything different. Maybe I do need to swap it to the harder gaskets for the Flexier. Because you can see it sounds really good right here. But the moment we start typing on it, it has a bit of a different sound signature. So let's actually try installing the harder gaskets. We'll start with the harder dumbbells. Overall though, modifiers sound really good. If we can get the spacebar to sound like this all the time, opposed to it kind of clunking, then I'll really like this. Very, very nice. Oh, you know what? I think I see what that is. See, it's fine like this, but the moment you put a little pressure, so my guess would be we probably need to use the firmer gaskets. So, okay, there's a little bit of a downside with this board. As beautiful as this thing is, it seems like maybe our only little catch-22 here is we may be kind of not forced into it, but an actual reason as to why we have to use the harder gaskets. Oh yeah, that's fixed. All right, so it does look like maybe the softer gaskets don't work super well. Let's try a different switch too, because someone did mention in YouTube chat they would have liked that a little bit more poppy. We kind of went with a really deep switch today. So to show you, let's try some long pull switches. You know, almost doesn't sound like there is. So look how deep the blue cheese switch is. These two are blue cheese. The Obscura is kind of slapping this. So yeah, you could technically get a little bit of a brighter sound, but I also don't mind the blue cheese. The blue cheese is really good too. Two little problems with the build. One small problem is it does seem with the FlexCut PCB, we are kind of forced to use the harder gaskets or it bottoms out too much and you can hear it. The other negative is via compatibility or vial compatibility is kind of at a no-go here, which is a bit of a shame. But there's a lot of positives to the build though. Construction of the build is absolutely amazing. Ano's quality is great. The aesthetic design is out of this world. It's awesome. The mounting styles are fun. Plateless options also fun. All right, I guess this is the final mounting style we can truly try today. So let's try this guy now. We still have the Obscura on the space bar. Oh, actually, I kind of like this a little bit more. For whatever reason, this feels a bit softer too. All right, so here is the final version now with the regular gaskets. Yeah. Actually, no, I take it back. I do like the dumbbells a little bit better. The dumbbells had more of a airiness to them. This is a bit more uniform though. Yeah, this is a little bit fuller. bit more uniform, but I do feel like the dumbbell gaskets were a bit more airy and a bit more sharper sounding. Even with the foam, this is a pretty good sounding board. Like, it's not overly foamy, which is nice. And it feels really comfortable too, but the low front height's amazing on this. I do think the board has a really nice sound signature outside of using foam. We just didn't test that today because we didn't receive the right parts for it. I think this is a very easy recommend for a TKL. Extremely easy recommend here. Near flawless for this design studio to be releasing something like this. Very, very awesome. Again, price point is super good on this. See you guys soon. Love you guys. See ya. Okay, thanks. Bye.